There are plenty of ways in which our vehicles are a mystery. Things that we'll just never fully wrap our head around. That said, if you need a little bit of a confidence builder when it comes to better understanding your vehicle and tackling DIYs, here is a great place to start. The thought of it might overwhelm you a bit at first, but it's actually fairly straightforward to replace disc brake pads. So let's look at how you do that. The first thing you want to do is make sure your vehicle is parked on a nice level and flat surface and have the parking brake on. This is to make sure it doesn't roll away as you're attempting to work on it, which is dangerous for you and of course others around. Before you get the vehicle jacked up, you can use a tire iron to loosen the lug nuts on the wheel. It'll make them much easier to remove. And it's much easier to loosen them while the wheels are still firmly planted on the ground. With the wheels safely off the ground, you can then go get rid of the lug nuts before moving on to accessing and removing the old brake pads and open piston. You'll need to open the caliper to access the pads. There are usually two bolts that hold the caliper in place. You'll only need to remove one of them to be able to rotate the caliper away from the rotor though. So something to keep in mind. There is often a brake line short enough that you can typically remove the lower bolt and simply rotate the caliper. Remove the bolt and the caliper should rotate upward. Once you've got that caliper open, you should be able to pull out the old pads fairly easily from the rotor and remove them from the brake assembly entirely. You want to make sure to pay close attention to the differences between the inside and the outside of the brake pads to make sure that you can properly install